ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. As I have mentioned probably more than once, dreams are a very important part of the Bible. We find that there are many dreamers in the Bible. Jacob is a dreamer. He dreams of angels going up and down. He wants to lie down to sleep, but his sleep turns into a beautiful dream about celestial beings. But of course, I think that the most famous dreamer in the Bible is Joseph. And these dreams actually bring about his downfall. Joseph dreams that there are sheaves of wheat, 11 of them going around and around, and his sheaf is in the middle, and they're all bowing to his sheaf. Then he dreams something else. He dreams that he is in the center of everything. 11 stars, the sun and the moon, they all bow to him personally, not to his sheaf. And the brothers, of course, became very jealous. Even the father didn't quite like, I think, that dream, but he kept it in his heart because he realized that this boy is an exceptional boy. But it was actually these dreams eventually that brought about his downfall. Because when his father sent him to look for his brothers, what did they say? There comes the dreamer. Immediately they fell upon him. They wanted to kill him. They threw him into a pit to die. Finally, eventually, in order not to have blood on their hands, what they did was sell him as a slave, which was also a death sentence in those years. So Joseph, because of his dreams, really ended up eventually in jail in Egypt, because the wife of Potiphar, the guy that gave him employment, fell in love with him and wanted to have relations with him, and he couldn't do it because he was a moral being. He saw the image of his father, according to our rabbis. How could he do such a thing? How could he betray the trust of the guy that gave him employment? So he ended up in jail. Then again, dreams suddenly take a turn. This time dreams help him to escape. Why? Because the cupbearer of the Pharaoh dreams that he's once again bringing wine before the Pharaoh, and he was in jail. And Joseph says, you know what? You are going to be freed. And the baker dreams that some birds are eating up the bread that he has baked for the Pharaoh. And Joseph says, you are not going to live through this. That's the end of your life. And eventually that is so. As a matter of fact, he gets out of jail because he knows how to interpret these dreams. And Pharaoh tells him, I had dreams. I need somebody to interpret them for me. Joseph interprets the dreams of the Pharaoh, and he becomes second to Pharaoh himself. So we see that dreams are really a double-edged sword. The first dreams bring about Joseph's downfall. He is sent to Egypt. The second dreams, to the contrary, take him out of jail and eventually become second to Pharaoh himself. What is the difference? Somebody has pointed out, I must have read it someplace, that Joseph in the beginning was dreaming about himself. And when you dream about yourself, you're egocentric. All that matters is yourself. That brings about your perdition. But when Joseph started to interpret the dreams of others, the aspirations of others, when instead of looking at a mirror all the time to see his own face, he started looking at others, that's when he began to grow. As a matter of fact, Joseph tells his brothers when they finally come to buy food for him, and after several episodes, he tells them, I am Joseph, your brother, and don't be afraid because God sent me. Those dreams that I had were for a purpose, so that I can become second to Pharaoh and save you. He realized that the dreams were not for him to save himself. The dreams had a purpose for others, had a purpose for society, had a purpose for his people. So I think the message is very clear, when all we do is look at a mirror to see how great we are, what our personal dreams are, maybe that is not what brings about success. But when your soul, when your spirit becomes sensitive to the needs of others, and you try to interpret what are their aspirations, what you can contribute to their well-being, that is when you start growing, and that is what brings about salvation, not only for yourself, for society as well.